Study on the agape love of God as it's found in 1 Corinthians chapter 13. As children of God, we are called to love like God, to exhibit the agape love of God, the divine love of God. The Word of God declares, "The world shall know that you are my followers, my disciples, when you love one another just as I have loved you." I do not think that Jesus would have had commanded us to love one another as He has loved us, unless it was possible to love like Him. Now, many believers will tell you that's impossible. You cannot reach such a level in which you love like God, unselfishly, unconditionally, sacrificially. So why then give the commandment to love one another? And that is the law of Christ. Love, that we love one another just as He has loved us. Now we continue this series, and this one is love is generous. Love is generous, which means love does not envy. Envy is something that can really rob you of peace. It can rob you of joy. It can rob you of happiness. When you envy somebody else, you have no peace, you have no joy. And remember what love is. Love is the joy of doing good to others. So, when others succeed, when our brothers and sisters succeed in life and do good, we should rejoice with them, not envy them. We should be glad that they are doing good and they are well. Our joy should be their joy. Their joy should be our joy. Their success should be our joy. Their happiness should be our joy. Their well-being should be our joy. Because that's how love is. Love is generous. Love is kind. Love is respectful. Love is courteous. And that's how God is in us as love. We must reject every thought of the flesh which projects envy. Every thought of envy must be rejected, denied, and hated. Because we must rejoice in our brothers and sisters' success, in the success of others. Should rejoice, not envy them. And love is not envious. Love and envy is a cancer that can really devour the heart of a person. So some of you may be saying, "Boy, I cannot contain myself. Just I cannot resist to see other person do better than me." Now you must understand that God has given you your own talents, your own gifts, your own purpose. You don't have to envy nothing from nobody, because you are unique, you are special, and you are very precious and important and valuable to God. And God has a unique and an important assignment for you. You don't have to envy nobody else's assignment in life. You must realize that God is a generous God. We must be generous in our appreciation of others' success and well-being. We must be generous in really praising them sincerely, in a spirit of joy, in a mindset of joy for their success and well-being. Because love rejoices in the success and well-being of others. That's how love is. So if you're struggling with envy, realize that that comes from your flesh. That those thoughts come from your flesh, those desires, that spirit of competition comes from your flesh. You don't have to compete with anybody, because your commitment is to God, not to people. So, love is not envious, but love is generous. Love is generous in appreciating others. So love appreciates the other. Love admires the other person that have succeeded and that have accomplished great goals in life. That's how love is. Love does not destroy verbally the other person, but admires with a healthy admiration the success and well-being of the other person, and really applaud their accomplishments in life. That's how love is. That's how the divine love of God is. This love has been shared abroad in our hearts, so the fullness and totality of the love of God is in us to enable us to love like God.